be open and be kind. There are some really smart people who want to be in this community to help. And, being a dick is just kind of like a short-lived thing.
Yeah.
And it never works. And every dick I've ever met is poor.
How does this spill out quickly into Bitcoin? I know we'll have you back, but how does it spill out into Bitcoin? For me, it's something, you don't have to dive that deep into it, but it's just directionally for me, it's like, it makes so much sense. How do you contain your excitement for something like that, where it's just something with limited?
I've tried to temper it. I do think that I'm going to become a little bit more vocal around my support of it. I was an early owner. I've owned it for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think my dollar cost average is, I think, $120,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. My first purchase was at 80. I stopped purchasing at 130.
Okay.
So we were at 13,000 now. I think it's a hedge. I've always viewed it as sort of schmuck insurance against exactly this orthodoxy that you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in other countries, it's more than a hedge. I think it's becoming a principal mechanism of value, storage, and exchange. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time now. So I think I kind of set it and forget it. A bunch of the coins went to a bunch of different companies to basically stand up a bunch of different businesses for them, lending, ETFs, trading, et cetera, because I didn't want to own the coins.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted shares because it was easier for me to tax structure shares.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to pay a lot more attention going forward. And I'm going to make this sort of one of these 4 or 5 things that I now become an expert in again. So
I've just been digging in again too. And Brian, my friend Brian, Norgard's been digging in further again. A lot of the smartest people I know around product and macro, and people that aren't famous for it that I talk to, are directionally still remain incredibly bullish, as do some of the best macro traders. So it's something that I follow. I got a million questions. We had a hard stop at 3, so I'm gonna let you go. Thank you. Do you use Stocktwits? Are you? I know you're not leaving comments.
Well, I can't use it. I can't use it per se, because if I step in there and I say something that I don't
Oh,
want to get.
obviously, but you know what's going on over there.
I stock it, yeah.
And so what is the number one thing that you would like to tell people who have a Robinhood account, who have an eToro account, who want to buy a little bit of Bitcoin? How should they think about investing? Like, if there's just...
No, first of all, you are the future. Second, I think more and better and more valuable community is coming through mechanisms like Stocktwits and other things. Be open and be kind. There are some really smart people who want to be in this community to help. And, being a dick is just kind of like a short-lived thing.
Yeah.
And it never works. And every dick I've ever met is poor.
Yeah.
So, there's a real correlation with wealth and happiness, I think. And there's a correlation for people to want to help. So be intellectually curious and just be kind and just be patient, because I think you guys are going to rule the day. It's basically coming towards you. It's like skating to where the puck is. You guys are where the puck's going to be. So be patient and, be kind and help each other.
Sorry, one last question. That's awesome. One last question. And the Robinhood versus Robo versus, what did the VCs get wrong? Why is there only one Robinhood? There's Lyft to Uber. There's 1,000 delivery companies. What did people get wrong about investing to let Robinhood run the table so early?
Well, I think the future is still very much TBD, because I think that what people need to digest is how Robinhood makes money. They're basically a data broker, no dissimilar to Facebook and to Google, and I'm not sure that people know that yet. So I think a lot of the reason why people didn't invest in it, because it looked like a capital war and there was no product moat. It looked like it was a capital moat. And the problem with the capital moat is that that's the only way in which incumbents can win. because they can themselves, basically, they just have a cheaper cost of capital. And so you've seen, a lot of other companies draft off of this tailwind of free stock trading. And so, I really think the thing for Robinhood is to become more like eToro before eToro becomes like Robinhood. Because the reality
this way, I've been saying that it's coming this way. Both sides are coming towards each other.
The reality is that every company is going to have free stock trading, and everyone's going to have fractional ownership. It's whoever nails the community part right is going to win, and nobody's going to be able to sell this data to a market maker.
Yeah, that's why I own Stocktwits in the middle, and I see eToro on this side and Robinhood on this side, and you can just see it. There's not going to be one that rules them all, but you have to be able to meld it together.
I think if you get community, you can have a winner-take-all outcome. But in the absence of community, it's sort of like a very, the problem is, for example, if Robinhood goes public, the problem they will have is they will get comped to Schwab and, E-Trade and Ameritrade and Scottrade, and, all these folks will publish and or leak their numbers, and you'll see a very difficult LTV to CAC comparison. And so what are you left with to do as an investor? So it's market cap depressive. Now, that's if you're an investor at this valuation. If you're an investor where you are, Howard, you're going to be printing money and you'll be running around Scottsdale in a fucking male thong. So
I don't even have pants on, right? I have a Chamath shirt on and no pants. How are you doing?
That's what I thought. So for everybody
that is the world and the bottom at the same time.
Right. So everybody that isn't you that has to buy this thing at $11 billion, that's what they're going to do.
I'm not telling people to buy this. I've disclosed I've sold some at $5 billion and $11 billion. I mean, I haven't sold eToro, but I haven't sold Stocktwits.
Well, there you go. You just answered your own question.